So good morning guys, and thanks for joining me this morning from the centre of Birmingham. I've been working in the bull ring now for a couple of months, and to be quite honest with you, I'll be glad when it's all done and dusted. The reason why I've brought you into work today is because of these electric scooters, and I'm going to ask you what you think about the electric scooters, and what about if I exchange the motorbike on the back of the camper for maybe a couple of these? And what about if I exchange the motorbike on the back of the camper for maybe a couple of these? Continuing our many adventures, we bought a fire truck back in 2015. Intentions to convert it to a camper and explore the world. Join us. We are EB257. Right, hello again, lunchtime, and I'm just having 10 minutes out in the sun here. So yeah, back in 2016 when we built the camper, the idea of the motorbike was always part of the main plan. Now there were three main reasons of having a secondary vehicle on the camper. One were commuting to work, the other were reconnaissance work, so I'll explain that, and then if you needed to nip off to the shops. Now 5 years down the road, and after driving the vehicle, you know, for the past 5-6 years, I'm starting to think a little bit different now. Firstly, the nipping off to the shop for a loaf of bread or a pint of milk, whatever. I'm always walking about. I've always got a bag, and if I want a pint of milk, I'm going to call on the way back to the camper, call a petrol station, a post office, whatever, and get a pint of milk. If, unlike an house, or if you live in a house, you know, your shopping day is probably a Thursday or a Friday or something like that. But with the camper, what I'm finding now is I'm moving from A to B. I'll call at the supermarket and do my shopping. So my shopping day, or our shopping day, is whenever we're moving the camper. So the idea of nipping off on the bike for something is becoming a little bit more redundant. The reconnaissance, again, the idea where if we were parked somewhere in a beauty spot and I wanted to check out another area, then I'd just, you know, jump on the bike, nip off, check that area out, and then we come back, get the camper ready, and then move to that area. But again, with driving the vehicle now for 5 years, it doesn't bother me driving it. We drove all the way around Scotland, down these narrow little lanes and so on, and the bike didn't come off once. So I'm thinking now that the motorbike on the back of the vehicle is a little bit of a luxury. What do you guys think? So the only niggling point at the minute, or two niggling points, is do I need the motorbike for commuting to work? I suppose once we get beyond me working, which is hopefully next year, then maybe I don't need the bike. I mean, at the moment I'm working in Birmingham. I've got a 20-minute walk in the morning down to the train station, and it takes me about 20 minutes to come into the centre of Birmingham. So again, I don't need the bike again. So, you know, the idea of having a bike, you know, ready to use on back of a camper were a great idea 5 years ago. Now I'm not too sure. So looking now, I'm not quite sure how our second vehicle would come into play in crossing borders, certainly into other countries. I know from past experiences travelling down to Morocco, I know the vehicle gets attached to your passport. Whether you can have two vehicles attached to your passport when crossing borders, I don't really know. Maybe that changes from country to country. I suppose if you've got a second person, you can register the second vehicle in, I could register it in Helen's name. I don't really know, so if you know anything about that, comments down below please. So that brings us on to the electric scooters. The idea were to modify the bike rack, have a box on the back and have the scooters in the box. Whilst they're in there, they're going to be nice and secure, watertight, and they're going to be charging. So if you want to go anywhere, we can open up the box, jump on a scooter each, and off we go. Yeah, and just live on a scooter. So we'll let's take a look at the vehicle, and I can explain what I'm going to do with the vehicle if I go down this road. It's funny because the story behind the bike rack were when back in 2016 when we were building the truck, I couldn't get anyone to build a bike rack for me, so this was fabricated and designed by myself. In total, I think there's about 22 pieces, and it all unbolts and demount. It's all demountable, should I say? So yeah, it's something what I'd change. You know what I mean? It doesn't bother me changing it. I think the total cost of the bike rack came to about £500. I think the steel cost about £180, and then the galvanising were about £180 too. So that plus the winch, £500. So it weren't an expensive item, and it's not an expensive item to alter. Like I said, I'll probably keep the winch, keep the main arms, and just alter, maybe just lower the top section. So the bike rack works really well. It's got just behind the cross member, it has a 24 volt 2-ton winch, which the wire from the winch goes up and over the top, down to the lifting plate, and then back up again. So it's well capable of probably lifting more than 2 ton, to be quite honest with you. No problem with the bike. The bike is 108 kilos, and it is just a straight up vertical lift. But I'm thinking, you know, maybe about changing this. So I'm thinking the bottom of the box would finish about here. Maybe, I don't know, 2 foot, 2.5 foot, something like that, this wide. Maybe able to keep something extra in there as well. It'll probably come out, I don't know, what's that, 16 inch? About 300mm then, and yeah, just a nice little box. What do you think, guys? Now, before you say, why don't I look at the electric pedal bikes? I think the more, shall we say, desirable by the wrong type of person, and it's bad enough having a motorbike exposed on the back when you're wild camping, and certainly an electric push bike would certainly be a worry. So I don't want to go down that route. Now, yes, and you'll already said this, electric scooters are not legal, although the laws do change across Europe. So yeah, 2 electric scooters, so like in a box instead of the motorbike, I think now will will be more beneficial than what the motorbike would be. What it is with the motorbike, I'm finding I'm using it less and less. It's a little bit of a luxury. It looks great on the back of the camper, you know what I mean, but I'm using it less and less. So what do you think, guys? Do I change the bike for a couple of electric scooters? Who knows? It's something I've been thinking about, and it's something what's not going to happen very soon. So it's certainly going to happen maybe after Christmas if I do go down that route. The box on the back can be used for storage as well. So I don't know. You know, there's problems with having an expensive vehicle on the back of a truck. So I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. So don't forget, comment down below. Tell me what your thoughts are. And if you haven't done already, please like, subscribe and share. Don't forget to click the notification bell, because these videos are not coming out now on Fridays, they're coming out whenever they're finished. So from Birmingham and the electric scooters, we'll catch you on the next adventure.
I found my heart again. You were standing there, you bravely let me in. I could wait 1,000,000 years or more until you came knocking at my door. It's hard to be this real. We can play our favorite song, dancing to it.